a graveyard. Spade game, last card. I go hard like a 6'2" shooting point guard. Teach against this kingdom till it's gone. Kiss my wife and all my daughters just in case I don't make it home. Carry on, it's a life again once we buried on. When I'm back, I'm in my prime like I'm shipped with Amazon. No, it's not a sprint, but a marathon. So my mind settled on to subdue everything we dwell upon. See, I'm your magistrate. Curses left me scarred. I know exactly who we are. In times here no longer fuck. You might get tired, but we go hard. Gotta keep the faith, shining like a light up in the dark. Rolling with the king, front line of his army like a pawn. I could never lack, keep the discipline until I'm gone. Whatsoever my hand find it to do, I'm going hard. Gotta keep the faith, shining like a light up in the dark. Rolling with the king, front line of his army like a pawn. I could never lack, keep the discipline until I'm gone. Whatsoever my hand find it to do, I'm going
Game
hard.
time, got 7 seconds past us, the mighty rock. 11th hour days getting short, I'm looking for the clock. In the temple flipping the tables, zealous from my God. Heathen can't run from they owners, we chaining up the dogs. I go hard, spiritual battle scars. Wrestling out with flesh and blood, it's getting raw. Go hard like swimming in water with the millstone. Hard like a father who bringing every meal home. Rooted by the rivers of water just like a tree do. Fight for the truth like the dawn and stick to the creed, Jew. Going 10 times off for the Lord, your people need you. Won't be removed to a corner, your people see you. When that chariot come, it's time to buckle up. Block me from getting the kingdom, prepare to knuckle up. Stone hands, Roberta Duran, knock out the caveman. Left hook, uppercut, won't stop until it's amen.
Gotta keep the faith, shining like a light up in the dark. Rolling with the king, front line of his army like a pawn. I could never lack, keep the discipline until I'm gone. Whatsoever my hand find it to do, I'm going hard. Gotta keep the faith, shining like a light up in the dark. Rolling with the king, front line of his army like a pawn. I could never lack, keep the discipline until I'm gone. Whatsoever my hand find it to do, I'm going hard.
There comes a time where the Lord takes us from that sheep mentality to that lion mentality. When we come into this truth, we're to be like sheep. We'd always be like sheep, but there comes a point where we have to take on that lion-like nature, where nobody messes with us and nobody takes this truth for a joke.
I'm with it. Nations want war, let's get it. No, I ain't doing no tripping, still standing on business. As it was written in the scriptures, who ruled the world from beginning? Tell you how it's ending. Jay, wake up, stop sinning. Call all things to remembrance. Shares keep visiting. We'll break off on the citizen till all the heathen is finished. Go and let us pray. Shot clock, no penalties. Wait for the day of our enemies. Who and I let who pretend to be secretly funded captivity. Not metaphorically, literally, spiritually. Ain't a soliloquy, but prophesy, keep it biblical. Biblically, still hear the saints in their grave. Generally, taught on these days of villainy. Screaming, I keep that same energy. Lying in the sky, Mufasa. Bible giving cuts, no barbers. Kill the old man, we martyrs. No days off, just starting. Built up just like the Spartans. Tell them how we coming.
See, the Lord, I'm coming to fight for you, and I'm coming like a lion. I ain't coming like a lamb when I come. I'm coming like a fierce lion.
Built to last like it's Duralast, and I'm out the war with a pack of wolves. Caught a rhino, so it's C hermano standing back to back, so you know we good. Smoke, teach your people on the intro. Live the Bible, that's the true survivor. Gotta write it down, that's the cheat code. Now I'm about to turn the lion on. Cleanse the earth of the vagabond. The fir tree and the cedar tree gon' stand with me, hella mighty strong. Prophesy to the kingdom come. Flip the scripts like a catalog. Drop the bars out on Babylon. Raw the vine to the heathen gone.
When it talks about the lion roaring, it's really talking about the prophets prophesying. We must prophesy like lions.
Let's go, third row. How they gonna be when a thing blow? If you wanna leave, then say so. We brought these laws till case closed. Welcome to the Lions Den, let us pray. They done let the lions in. 12 gates, only where the righteous live. They turn from sin and get raised again. Mo 5, see how we burn up the streets. Prophets gonna turn up the heat, wake up the sheep. Nations gon' fade as a leaf when the Lord invade like a thief. See, we rolling with lions, we killing all of the vipers, shooting fiery darts, we dodging all of the snipers. Let's go, we gon' bring fire to the streets. Dead bodies flying on the street, brothers getting high on the street. Watch a young lion just crying on the beat, roaring up the belly of the beast. To my people back in the east, high till we wake out of sleep. Heart of a king, heart of a priest. Fight this war till my people get peace. Peace.
Top shelf, roll runner, see this here, yeah, you on the boat. The type of call a play while you focused on the scope. Never boast if you ain't got the works to show. Rule the earth is nation business, we done this here before. They say teeth go get into your bag. My Bible on me, I don't need no back. The Lord said he say the prophets last. Make the time short so you know we hit the gas. Different dimensions, biblically feasting, all of our sitting, sipping Leviticus, pieces of Genesis, out of Corinthians. Eating this roll, my second time finishing. Still ain't finished it, constantly listening to all the bishop, deacons, and captains, whoever dishing it, taking the counsel, really consider it, really consider it. They say, Chief, go get into your bag. My Bible on me, I don't need no back. The Lord said he say the prophets last. Make the time short so you know we hit the gas.
Foot on the gas, foot on their neck. Spiritual tax, I'm here to collect. Know that they vex, know I'm elect. 13 gates, hit to reject. Control conditions, now we in pole position. Fitted to finish the race. Marathon runner, Babylon burner. I pull the scripture to incinerate. Doctrines and demons, keep watching. You see it, can't stop it, can't beat it. Fact of the matter, my God undefeated. They're saying time out, tell them time up. Now the cat got his tongue tied up. Just repent, make your mind up. But you getting cut once your spread lined up. Damn it, we been in the bed like groceries. And his bread left to go around. These your grass cut, we gon' mow it down. So the raised up, he gon' hold it down. Still a babe, it's the ultrasound. Your pastor, he choking on milk though. Kicking scriptures, we call it a kick though. It's a blitz, come see what it hit for. Watch out, God talk ain't for everybody. It don't matter what they say about it. Living spirits versus dead bodies. You just picking your team. Imagine your soul was clean. Watch a heathen get the guillotine. A roll reverse from dirt to curse the worst. Hellfire really hurts. Damn.
They say, Chief, go get into your bag. My Bible on me, I don't need no back. The Lord said he say the prophets last. Make the time short so you know we hit the gas. Contemplating on the compilations. This the book of our fathers, the acts I'm steady taking. I read the race ain't to the swift, but I'm steady racing. Too impatient to be blameless. Cleanse me from the ways I came with. Gold must be stainless, so I'm dying to reserve my life. Before men and before Christ, I pray to get it right. The devil's in the details, examine the purities, tribulations, uncover talents, exposed to pure in me. We be the chosen seed, the better fruit and never leave. Wasn't darkness, now I can see. Ecclesiastes.
Welcome to Four Corners News. That's right, where the truth speaks. I am Captain Zakar, and to my right,
Captain Tobias.
to my left,
Captain Severus.
and to his left,
Officer Daniel.
to his left,
Officer Azaniah.
to his left,
Officer Pachiel.
and last but not least,
Officer Micah.
and we make up
Four Corners News.
Four Corners News, where the truth speaks. That's right, where we bring you news from all over the earth, showing you that the Bible is a true book. All right, so let's get into today's show here. The beginning of the end. World War is coming.
That's right.
You know, it's what y'all like to hear. So we're going to give it to you. The Lord is putting it out there for us to give you the understanding of what's going on, the signs of the time. So we're going to do that thing right here. Let's pull up that first video. Let's see what all the things that are going on in the world to let us know that this is the beginning of the end and World War is coming. it's starting out in another place other than where you would expect it. Pull up that first video.
Now to Washington and new questions about whether the government is covering up evidence of UFOs.
I had an experience.
A congressional hearing
What movie
straight
was
out of
that?
a science fiction movie.
All to hide the
Not
fact
alone.
that
Like
we are
Contact.
not alone
Contact.
in the cosmos.
Lawmakers calling for more transparency around UAPs, or unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Pause it right there. First off, this white man, see, this is how you know that he thinks he's God. He gives a name to everything that sounds best in his language, just like the Greeks did.
Right.
That's how you got the name Egypt, and you got the name Africa. That's how we got our names, the damn Haitians, Jamaicans, African Americans. He gives everybody the name that sounds best to him in his language. Now he calls what God calls in the Bible chariots, he call them UAPs.
Right.
Unidentified aerial
Phenomenons. The hell is
That
this?
ain't what they call. They call chariots in the Bible. That's what God called them. We're going to get there here in a second, too. Let's finish this video.
Term the government now uses instead of UFO.
What do you believe UAPs could be or are?
Strong evidence that they are non-human, higher intelligence.
An intelligence officer last year claimed the Pentagon has been hiding knowledge of alien activity for decades.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to.
Luis Elizondo, who headed a Pentagon program investigating UAPs, now doubling down on his claims.
Has the government conducted secret UAP crash retrieval programs, yes or no?
Yes,
Were they designed to identify and reverse engineer alien craft, yes or no?
yes.
Elizondo saying the alleged extraterrestrial presence poses a national security threat.
Let me be clear. UAP are real. Advanced technologies not made by our government or any other government are monitoring sensitive military installations around the globe.
And saying he believes many classified materials should be shared with Congress and the public.
If this was an adversarial technology, this would be an intelligence failure eclipsing that of 9/11 by an order of magnitude. I believe that we as Americans can handle the truth. And I also believe the world deserves the truth.
The hearing lacked any direct evidence, with witnesses who have said they'll only speak about certain subjects behind closed doors. So, the result of yesterday's hearing? Well, one congresswoman says it could open the door to more hearings. President-elect Trump has said he might be willing to release more video of UAPs. Now,
So you see right there, this is about the 20th congressional hearing that they've had about the chariots of God. For them to keep having congressional meetings like this about what is going on up in the skies, and they seeing those things, that shows us that they see it more than they are willing to admit to.
Right.
It is so much that they have to get it out in the open, like, okay, we got to discuss this. What's going to be our battle plans and things of that nature? And we know that they've seen it so much that what did Trump do when he was in office the first time? What I hear my peeking on these things.
Space Force?
He created the Space Force the first time, right? These are as they were saying, intelligence not of this world, but the Bible explains exactly what they are. Get that in the book of Ezekiel. I keep hearing the sharp tones in my ear. Y'all fix that for me. Give me that in Ezekiel chapter 1, and let's start at verse 7.
Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 7.
Verse 5. Verse 5.
Verse 5. Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man.
The likeness of a man. Now, Ezekiel is going to describe what they look like as a man. Go ahead.
And everyone had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings.
Read on. You got to speed up, man.
And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
That's like a what do you call them? Ninja. That's like a ninja foot, right? Go ahead.
And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
They sparkled like the color of burned brass. So what they saying is out of this world and unidentifiable. God identifies them.
Right.
It's black angels.
Right.
It's black angels riding
That's
around
right.
in their mode of transportation. Jump up to verse 15 now. Read down.
Verse 15. Now, as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures, with its 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels of their work was like unto the color of a beryl. And they 4 had one likeness. And their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
So it's a wheel in the middle of a wheel. You've seen these things in movies before, right? Go ahead, keep reading.
When they went upon their 4 sides, and they turned not when they went.
They turned where they not went. So that means that it's like a wheel. You know, a wheel would turn like this. It didn't do that. It just moved. That's what he's saying. It just moved. It didn't have to turn. It wasn't no steering wheel in that thing to turn, lean to the left. It just moved. That's what it did. Go ahead.
As for their rings.
Y'all can pull them up. Go ahead.
As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful. And their rings were full of eyes round about them 4.
So they ain't got no weaknesses. It got eyes all throughout the rings of it. So it ain't got no weakness. You can't sneak up behind this. Ain't no blind spots. You ain't gonna send no heat-seeking missile. No. You ain't gonna catch it from the side and outmaneuver it. You can't do that. It sees in all areas at once. Jeez. Keep reading.
And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up.
So they was inside of them. Go ahead.
Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went.
They went wherever the spirit, which is the angel. This is what they see in the unidentified aerial phenomenon. That's a spirit that they seeing up there, right? It says the spirit was to go where they went. Go ahead.
Thither was their spirit to go. And the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels.
The spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. This is what you would say, mind and body all in one thing. It's spirit and body all in one thing. So it ain't got to command it. It ain't got to turn nothing. Right. If it think it, if it looks that way, whatever it wants to go, it's going.
It's basically second nature. It's a
second
part
nature.
of you.
Yes, a part of
it. It became one with the machine.
Yeah.
One with
there you go.
There was another interview where they said it defies.
We're going to get that.
Yeah.
We're going to get that. You can look at the lineup and y'all can see that stuff. But we're going to get that. Bless your heart. Read verse 21.
Verse 21. When those went, these went.
When those went, these went. Go ahead.
And when those stood, these stood.
It means it stopped on a dime. Go ahead.
And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels.
The spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And what have we done? Them is angels. And he gave you the color of them. This is black angels inside of this. See, this is the thing about with the prophets of God being his children. He revealed his secrets to his children. He let us see what was inside of the chariot to see who was driving it. White man ain't never seen that before.
And that's how you know how based that the white man is. Because we had this information thousands of years. Now they're calling it UFOs, unidentifiable flying objects. But we've been to what it was.
We've been know. So that lets you know too that they don't trust in God.
Right.
Because if they trusted in God, all they would have to do is just read the book of Ezekiel. Like, yeah, them's the angels of God right there. That's why they move like this. We ain't bring them down. We can't do nothing with them. They stop on a dime. They doing stuff in the air that is unimaginable. Right. It's a what they say? It's an aerial phenomenon. The stuff that they doing. But
you gotta
they don't
understand.
believe in the Bible.
Esau, white man, always hides anything that threatens his authority.
Yeah. Right.
Anything that threatens his superiority, he's going to make it his damned business to either demonize it or hide it.
Good
and
point.
no perfect way to hide it that way. He knows exactly what the scripture says, but we don't know what it is.
Good point. Good point. Pull up that next video and look what else they said at that congressional hearing. Go ahead.
Any part of the federal government is knowingly concealing evidence about UAPs from the public.
There you go. Knowingly.
Yes, sir.
100%.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. I also want to just go down the line. I know many of you have already.
I want to let you know this. If they told people about these chariots of God, how many it actually is, ain't no way they can handle it. Hell, they can't even handle a black Jesus. What makes you think they're gonna be able to handle these black angels flying around in they mode of transportation and we can't do nothing with them? Their next thought is, oh damn, we messed up. We messed up. Let's be nice to black people. But they hide it from them. They can't handle black Jesus. They can't handle black angels flying around in the skies either. Go ahead, play that video.
Said this, but just for the record again, just briefly, what do you believe UAPs could be or are?
Strong evidence that they are non-human, higher intelligence.
I echo my colleague's comment, sir.
Genuinely do not know.
Don't know, but we must find out.
You hear that? That's what white man's pride right there. We got to find out. But you heard what he said. He said, not of this world. It's they doing stuff that's in the skies that we don't have the technology to do. Right. No country on earth can do what they do. Now, I want to play this. Play that video. He's gonna explain something like the speed of light, right? He's gonna explain the speed of light, not of this world. Now, the angels move faster than this, but look at him how he explains the speed of light. Play that video.
If you travel close to the speed of light, then distances shrink from your perspective. And the one number I always have in my mind is at the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, the protons go around a ring, which is 27 kilometers into...
You notice how he talking about the protons go around the ring. Mm-hmm. What did Ezekiel just describe? He described the ring, the wheels. Right. It's a ring, right? Now play it. Watch this.
Circumference, and they go around at 99.999999% the speed of light. At that speed, distances shrink by...
Pause. Now, the speed of light is around 5,000 something miles, I think, per second. That's how fast it is. He said the proton inside of this ring, they just doing experiments, travels 99.9999% of the speed of light, right? Okay, make sure let's run it back a little bit so we can hear, because this is giving you a little glimpse of how they have no chance at stopping the angels of God. Go ahead, play it.
And they go around at 99.999999% the speed of light. At that speed, distances shrink by a factor of 7,000. And so that ring is something like 4 meters in diameter to the protons. So according to law...
I want you, because I know we don't think in meters in Babylon the Great. A meter is like 3 feet, I believe. It's around 3 feet. Okay, so when he's talking about this is traveling so fast that ring is the equivalent of the size of like this. It's how fast it's going. It's like that small to the proton traveling around that fast. That's how fast it go from one end to that end like that. That's how big it is in its eyes. That's how fast it's traveling. All right, keep playing.
Laws of physics, if you can build a spacecraft that goes very close to the speed of light, you could traverse to the Andromeda Galaxy, and therefore the time it takes to get there, in principle, in a minute. However, the downside...
He said you can get there. I don't know how fast the damn Andromeda Galaxy is. I'm pretty sure it's light years away. Yeah. Meaning you would have to go the speed of light, 5,000 something miles an hour, for years to get to the next galaxy. Right? That's what he's saying. And it's saying that it can get there in a minute if you can make a spacecraft that fast. This is what the angels traveling. This is like, what did you say? It became one with them. Right. This is who they are, right? They can get from this galaxy to the next galaxy, not even in a minute. It's like that. They think it, they'll be there. Now watch this. Watch what he says. Keep playing.
Is if you came back to the Earth at that speed to tell everybody what you'd found, at least 4 million years would have passed.
Pause it. Golly.
Hey, Cap. That lets you know.
Don't limit time.
That lets you know that the angels, they are not of this world.
There you go. They not in this world.
They are not bound by the physics, or their body is not bound by the physics of what the fleshly body is bound by. Right. So Esau thinks that he could go up against that. You crazy as hell.
Crazy. That's why you worried. He said it, and now they travel faster than that. So it said you can get there in a minute to whatever galaxy you're talking about. Take light years to get there. The equivalent of you coming back, 4 million years would have passed.
And one thing too, when you are on an airplane and you're going so fast, it's something I believe it's called G-force, right? if you're not trained enough, eventually you will pass out.
Yeah.
I don't think no man or God is gonna allow your fleshly body to go past the speed of light.
Oh no, not at all. Not
and pass out at what is it?
6
7?
G's.
No, 6 G's. 6, 7 G's. They pass out.
Now play that video, run it back a little bit, and let's play it out to the end, man. Just try to give us a glimpse of what is going on in the skies in the end.
The time it takes to get there, in principle, in a minute. However, the downside is if you came back to the Earth at that speed to tell everybody what you'd found, at least 4 million years would have passed on the Earth. We could, in principle, explore the galaxy and beyond, but getting to chat to everybody about what you found is forbidden. If you travel,
God said you can't do it. You can't do it. Nah.
When I hear this Esau talk like that, it's the Tower of Babel all over again. They trying to reach God, y'all. That's what it is.
That's it. Go to Bell and the Dragon real quick. We're going to show you where our ancestors experienced that. One of the prophets experienced the how an angel travels. Get that in Bell and the Dragon, verse 33 on down. Watch this.
History of Bel and the Dragon, verse 33. Now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl, and was going into the field for to bring in to the reapers. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, Go carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den.
So Babylon, this is modern day Iraq from what we know as Israel today. That's hundreds of miles away. That's what he said. It's hundreds of miles. He said, go take it to him. Now look how Habakkuk responds, verse 35.
And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is.
I don't know where that place is. It's so far away. I ain't never traveled there before, Lord. Read verse 36.
Then the angel of the Lord, the angel of the Lord.
Then what they call not of this world, a UAP, the angel of the Lord did what?
Took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den.
Just like that. Hey. He took it back. Man, you don't know where it is.
Talking too much. There you
go. Come on. Boom. Right here. Now watch this. Play the other video. So I'm trying to give you a glimpse of what Habakkuk experienced in the angel's realm, where he just got picked up by the head. You got sunned. He picked you up by the head.
Let's go.
He didn't grab your arm like, let's go. He didn't say, follow me. He said, man, come on, bring your ass. Boom, picked him up by the head.
You're there now.
You here now.
Damn, what that?
Play that next video to show, to try to picture what it would be like. Play that video. Watch this. Pause it. Read that for him.
What would it look like to go around the earth once at the speed of light?
Around the earth. Okay, go ahead.
Not even close.
So pause it. He said it doesn't look like that. So now read that.
Light travels at 299
million
792,458 meters per second.
I don't even know how fast it is. I'm guesstimating it's around 5,000 something miles per second. Okay, go ahead.
It would take 0.13 seconds.
13 seconds for what?
For light to complete one full trip around the earth.
Okay, now let's play the video. It says zero of it. It's not even 1 second. It's not even a full second. It's quicker than a blink of an eye. Watch this. Play the video. He's going to try to imitate it, simulate it.
This is what it would look like.
Don't even see it.
Don't even see it.
Jeez.
The entire thing.
Run it back. In case we missed it.
8 frames.
Go ahead. That's around the earth.
And the frame even changed from the first. Everything changed.
Let it play. Watch this. He's going to show what the 8 frames look like.
The entire thing is only 8 frames.
So this is what it looked like. Travel the earth. Australia, crossing oceans. Saudi Arabia now. He's in Zimbabwe now. And right back where he came from.
That's a straight line.
That's a straight line. Read that again in verse 36.
Verse 36. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den.
We trying to just simulate what it would be like, but it's faster than that. Yep. It's faster than that, y'all. This is why they are worried, like, man, with the stuff that we see going on up here, it defies human nature. What's of this world? Go ahead, officer.
Yeah, let me get Luke chapter 9, verse 34, because a lot of time they try to act like, oh, they don't know what's up there. But remember what scripture said, the devil know it, he has a short time.
Mm-hmm.
Read that. To show you that that stuff is not new to the Israelites. Read that.
Luke chapter 9, verse 34. While he thus spake, there came a cloud and overshadowed them.
So this is when Jesus had transfigured. So they said it came a cloud. When he talks about the cloud, it's talking about what they call UAPs, because it's in the sky like a cloud. Yep. So they describe it the best they could. Read.
And it overshadowed them. And they feared as they entered into the cloud.
You see that? So our forefathers used to enter into those clouds. So that stuff is not new to us. So when it comes back, when they see our salvation, guess what? They're going to see the same Israelites that enter back then. They're going to go back and enter it again.
Man, he's cold-blooded right there.
Watch this. What we see, we can't even fathom how fast it is, right? We know rockets go fast. We know all of those things go fast. Watch this video. Deacon Isaac played this years ago. Watch this video I put in there. Watch how we talked about the chariots turning on a dime and is connected to the angels. Watch this. Play that video. Make sure the sound is up. This is on 60 Minutes, I believe. Way back in the day. Amazing.
Okay, pull up that. Pull up if you can. Pull up that image of the miles per hour. So I was off on the miles per hour. I try to guesstimate it, y'all.
What number is that?
I can't even tell you, buddy. If y'all can pull it up.
6 billion.
What is that? 600. I don't even know where it started, man. Somebody read that. 671,616,629 miles per hour is the speed of light. Goodness gracious.
No,
damn.
No man can survive that.
670.
Nah, your skin come right off your body.
You can't survive that.
Your skin come
That's
right
why
off
your
your
body
body.
got to change.
That's why it got to be changed.
That's why the angel had to put his hands on her back.
So he can enter into his realm, get a little bit of his power.
Right.
Because your damn skin will fly off your body. Be gone. Y'all got it? Go ahead.
Watch this.
And they was talking. Hold on.
Pause it. Look at the title. It said UFOs, government cover-ups. Even back in, I don't even know what the hell, probably in the 80s.
Yeah.
Watch
Square
this.
TV time.
Huh?
Square TV time.
Yeah. Big back TV.
And as the dummy warhead and the package flew on down range, we were all celebrating the fact that we had seen the thing and accomplished the mission. When I got back to the base with the film the next day, I was called into the office of Major Florence J. Mansman, and there were 3 people in gray suits standing in there. There was a 16-millimeter camera and a screen set up.
All right, pause it. Pause it. We just saw a warhead, a dummy warhead, go up into space, right? Now we're seeing it tumble out of space as if, it malfunctioned or something happened to it, right? We're looking at it like, damn, because that's what he's going to say. We looked at it, we saw it go up, and we say, okay, what happened to it? Let's go back to the drawing board. Watch this.
Mansman said, "Lieutenant, sit down and watch this." And he turned down the lights, turned on the camera, on the projector, and the film came on. And I recognized it as the film that we'd shot at Big Sur the previous day. Toward the end of the flight, I was looking at Major Mann saying, "Pretty good stuff, huh, sir?" And suddenly he said, "Just watch this." And as I watched, the warhead, the dummy warhead, the chaff that was put out in front of it as the decoy to deflect the Russian anti-missile tracking radar, everything was flying along, and suddenly, in the same direction this stuff was flying at about 8,000 miles an hour.
So the rocket was going at 8,000 miles an hour. Watch this.
It came into the frame, shot a beam of light at the warhead, flew up to the top, shot another beam of light at the warhead, flew around the direction it was flying, shot another beam of light at the warhead, flew down, shot another beam of light at the warhead, and flew out the same way it came in.
All in the
Well, I don't
split
understand. Why
second.
did
All in the same. Keep playing.
you see this when you were shooting it?
Well, it was 800 miles away from us.
Oh, I got you.
The
And
only
they
reason- the only thing
confiscated.
to
They
see it was-
confiscated.
So pause it. That rocket was going 8,000 miles an hour. Look how quickly that Chariot caught up to it, shot it with a beam of light, and then went out the other frame. And then it began to tumble out of the sky.
It's like the
Because-
rocket was standing still.
Right, as if the rocket was standing still, because God says it ain't time for that. You can say it's a dummy warhead all you want to, but these Chariots gonna prevent the World War III because it wasn't time back then. So the damn Chariot came into the frame, shot it with his lights, and then the damn thing fell out of the sky.
I'm glad you said that. Give me that in Sirach chapter 39. Sirach 39. That's a good alley-oop. I'm going to catch it, and we're going to precept it. Sirach 39, 28 on down.
Ecclesiasticus of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Those spirits are the angels, and they're created for vengeance, God says. Read.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
Now, I know we've been taught here in Babylon the Great, growing up in America and the islands and through Christianity all over the world, that these angels are here to hold our hands and to pat our back and make us feel good when we sad and whisper in our ear to do whatever. That's not what they created for. They created for vengeance, God says. Read on.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force.
In the time of destruction. Go ahead.
And appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance.
Now read verse 31. Watch this.
31. They shall rejoice in his commandment.
At his what?
In his commandment.
At his commandment. That's when they're going to rejoice. As Kat was just saying, they're going to rejoice at his commandment. When they get the commandment, let it go. It's time for it to happen. This prophecy must be fulfilled. Verse 31.
They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
They shall not transgress his word. Revelation chapter 7. Watch this. Because it said, at his commandment, they are ready. So what's the commandment they got right now then? Revelation 7 verse 1.
Revelation chapter 7 verse 1.
Yep.
And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth.
4 angels. That's what I tell you. White man, you can never trust your enemy. When he say we don't know what these are unidentified UAP, they are lying to you.
Right.
100%. They are lying 1,000%. They know. Because how do we know? They was reading this Bible a lot longer than we have been. They didn't let us read this in slavery. God has given us the wisdom to understand it in this short amount of time. This white man been having this book for 200-300 years. You don't think that he kept reading angels? These angels gonna do this. Angels gonna do that. Angels gonna do this. Angels gonna do that. Nah, they know who they is up there in the skies. They are trying to hide it from the public, from us. Read verse 1 again.
And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth.
So their commandment now is to hold the wind of the earth. We're going to keep reading to show you what the wind is. Keep reading.
That the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
So that wind they're holding back can hurt the earth and the sea, right? Keep reading, verse 3.
Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Get that in 2 Ezra 13 so we can find out what the wind is that they're commanded to hold back. Let's go into what we're talking about today, that the end is coming. The beginning of the end. 2 Ezra 13 verse 5.
2 Ezra chapter 13 verse 5.
Yep, let's see that. What is the wind? Go ahead, y'all pull all that stuff up, man. I don't have to keep telling y'all this.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number, and from the four winds of the heaven.
Those men out of the four winds are the armies of the world. Go ahead.
To subdue the man that came out of the sea.
So these armies are being held back. The commandment is to hold them back right now until Christ makes his second coming. Until Christ makes his return. Now the thing is, going back to that Revelation 7. Now watch this, watch this. Revelation 7 verse 3 again.
Revelation chapter 7 verse 3 saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
So the commandment is to hold back the armies until the Israelites have been sealed with the laws of God. That's the only reason that you can, because you've been hearing about war since the damn 70s, 80s. Right. Every president, I don't think it's a president that has came into office that it wasn't some kind of war going on over there in the Middle East, some proxy war, some civil war somewhere. It was Cold War. It was always something going on. But the reason that they being held back is God said, I haven't finished sealing the servants of me in their foreheads. Now get that what the seal is. Get what the seal is, because black folk think it is that nice little seat you get at Christian church. You get the pen. They think the seal is that little American pen you get to put on your suit in politics. Right. No. And they think they've made it and that God is one with them. Or Trump shook your hand, or whatever it might have been. Mama, we made it. We made it. That's not the seal of God. Get that seal.
Isaiah chapter 8 verse 16. Yep. Bind up the testimony. Seal the law among my disciples.
That's why the wars have not started yet, because the disciples have not all been sealed. But we see that happening now in the last days, coming upon us swiftly. We see how many people are waking up to the truth in these last days, because the Israelites been teaching since the 70s, the 80s. They've been out there teaching. But now in the end to come, it's being sped up. The time is being short. More and more servants are being sealed. All of them haven't came in yet, but it's a whole lot of them that know they're supposed to be keeping the laws of God. They know those things. They know it. Now give me that in Revelation chapter 7. Revelation chapter 7, and I want you to, well, we just read 7, right? Revelation 11. Revelation chapter 11, and I want you to read verse 14. Look what it says right here.
Revelations chapter 11 and verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
It says the third woe cometh quickly. That's the third world war. Here's the proof of it. Jump back to Revelation 8 verse 13.
Revelation chapter 8 verse 13.
Yeah, look what it say here.
And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Go ahead.
To the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels, which are yet to sound.
Which are yet to sound. That means the third woe is coming quickly. At the time that he's reading this, he says they are going to sound their trumpets, and the third woe is coming quickly. The thing about it is, the time we living in, is that not only can we read about the third woe cometh quickly, we can also see the third woe coming quickly. Right. Our eyes can see these things. Get that in Matthew 16. Matthew chapter 16, read verse 1 through 3.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 1.
That's why it ain't going to be no excuse when that day comes, because you might have read it and couldn't comprehend it, but damn well you got eyes to see it, and you know something ain't right. Go ahead, read that Matthew 16, 1 through 3.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites! Ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
And the only way you won't be able to discern the signs of the time of when the end is coming is for one reason. It's only one reason you won't be able to see the signs of the time and be called or deemed a hypocrite in the eyes of Christ. Here it is. 1 John. Give me 1 John chapter 2 and read verse 15. This is the only way you won't be able to see the signs of the times. How do we know that? God made it so easy to see. Hell, you got internet news. You got local TV news. You got YouTube news. You got Twitter news. You got Four Corners news.
That's right.
You got news everywhere for you to see it. What's the only reason why? 1 John 2:15.
1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world.
Hold on, do what?
Love not the world.
That's the only way you won't be able to see the signs of the times. It's because you love the world. You are distracted and focused on everything else going on but the signs of the times to come, the end coming. You focused on everything else. Keep reading.
And they're praying for peace, Cap.
Do what?
They're praying for peace.
Yeah, you praying for damn peace. Good point. Read that verse 15 again.
Verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that are in the world, the lust of the flesh.
That's what you filled with. You're filled with the lust of the flesh. You don't see the signs of the times because you're too busy in the clubs or chasing women or chasing brother or chasing the bag. Go ahead.
And the lust of the eyes.
You want a Maserati. You want a Bentley. You want the penthouse. The big house. You want all of that stuff. Go ahead. The scat charge. What do they call them right there?
Scat pack.
Scat pack charges. You want that with the women.
Right they want that whole combo right there.
You call it passer. Go ahead.
And the pride of life.
And the pride of life. Go ahead.
You know
what the pride of life is? Nobody can tell you wrong.
Right.
Only God can judge you. Who are you? You ain't got no money. You can't tell me. That's the pride of life. Nobody can correct you. Go ahead.
Is not of the Father, but is of the world.
That's why you don't know the signs of the times, because you caught up with the things that are of the world. And watch verse 17.
And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
Get that in Isaiah to show why God say this world is going to pass away. Because I know this white man has made us believe that this Babylon, the great America, is going to last forever because they have missiles. We're on the other side of the earth. You have to cross an ocean to destroy us. Nobody's going to come across an ocean to fight us. Isaiah 13 and 11. Why is God going to destroy this world? Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 11. And I will punish the world.
He going to do what?
Punish the world.
He's going to punish the world and those that love it. Read on.
For their evil.
For their evil. That's why he's going to destroy this place. For the evil that's in it, that you see. Go ahead.
And the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
So God is going to destroy this world for the evil that's in it, that we all see. We all living in it. Go ahead, Kat.
Yeah, give me Matthew chapter 24 and verse 36, right? Because it says that in 1 John, love not the world, neither the things that are in it. That might be something. Cap went down and explained it. But this is what it looks like in this is what it makes it easy to understand. Read verse 36.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only.
So nobody knows when Christ is going to return. Nobody knows when the signal is going to be given for the third woe. Nobody knows that except for the Most High. Watch this. Read.
But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
It's going to explain it. Read.
For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking.
That's you going to your basketball games, your football games, you having fun.
Your Thanksgiving.
The Thanksgiving that's coming up,
Killings.
Christmas coming up. You out back with the barbecues. You having fun. You enjoying the things of this world.
Right.
Read.
Marrying and giving in marriage.
You marrying all other nations. You're marrying amongst yourselves. You're not caring about God's laws. Nothing. Your feast is full of pork and damn chitlins and shrimp with the cascading marinara sauces and stuff. Read.
Until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came.
They didn't even know until they got hit by a 500-mile wave in your face. They didn't know because they didn't care.
Yeah.
They wasn't looking at the signs of the time. They didn't look for what God says will be those signs, pestilence, famine, all of those things. They was eating and giving into marriage. They was doing all manner of evil. Read.
And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
It's going to be the same way. Them damn missiles going to hit you in the face right when you putting that pork butt on the doggone grill.
Standing in line for the club.
Standing in line for the club. Sister walk past, you look at cheeks, and the missile hit you right in the head. Boom.
That's it. So this is the beginning of the end. The world war is coming. We can see these things, and we have to take heed to them. But here's one of the signs of the times. Pull up what Biden just did before he leaves office. Pull it up.
Amazing.
Read it.
Biden authorizes Ukraine to strike Russia with U.S. supplied long-range missiles.
Man, you know how diabolical that is, boy. That is diabolical for you to be a sitting president and only got 30 days left in the office.
Right.
And you say, before I leave, I'm going to start some ish. Oh, man, that's diabolical right there.
I'm going to leave this for you to clean up.
Yeah. I'm going to start some ish before I get out of here.
Take that.
I ain't going to be here no more. I don't care. Yeah, y'all can use them missiles.
Yeah.
Go ahead and shoot them.
Whatever you think you about to do, you going to have time to, you got to clean up this mess before you start.
Man, yeah.
Didn't he tell him it was going to be a good peaceful transition?
He smiled and shook his
He
hand.
went up there and everything. Went straight up to...
He shook his hand, and then the next day, he called the dude on the phone, Zelensky, and said, hey, go ahead and shoot them missiles.
Use the long ranges.
Use the long range.
So for 3.5 years, I said, nah, don't do that.
But now, do whatever you want.
Hey, Cap, he made sure that he's about to fulfill the plans of
So
God.
use the big ones.
Yes.
And
He's
it's
going
World War
to
III.
make sure they stay in motion.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you
Spend
go.
money, Cap. You got to make sure his money is worth.
Yeah.
Yeah. He say use them. I think they say it's like $1 million and something per missile. So use the big ones. Go ahead and use them.
Do what you got to do.
Or they call them attacker missiles. They call them.
And this is the stuff that all Democrats was tuned into politics with the whole Carmella and Trump. But
Imhoff.
Yeah. But when all that stuff was over and then they started talking about some real ish, Democrats nowhere to be found.
Right.
Nobody want to talk about this.
They whistling in the wind. They don't win fish.
Right.
Amazing.
Exactly right. Give me that in Isaiah 14:12. So Biden authorizes Ukraine to strike Russia with long-range missiles that they sent them. Right. Isaiah 14:12. This is definitely the signs of the times we got to open our eyes up to in the beginning of the end. Isaiah 14:12. Look at this.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
For those that don't know, the white man is Lucifer. Right. It's not no daggone man, red man in the center of the earth with a pitchfork or in your move. No. Hell, they got a show with the white man called Lucifer, and the white man plays it.
Wearing a suit.
Wearing a suit. They tell you who they are in their shows, in their televisions. Shoot, he's called Lucifer and got a show of himself. Yeah. Read that again.
And the crazy thing is, Lucifer in that show is the white man, but what color is his brother?
It's black.
Black. Jacob
angel.
and Esau.
Yep, there you go. The angel is black. Dang. Read that again.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Which did what?
Weaken the nations.
Weaken the nations. That's what Biden's doing. He said, man, before I go, I got to fulfill prophecy because I'm Lucifer. My people are Lucifer. I got to fulfill prophecy. I'm going to weaken the nations. Go ahead, shoot off those missiles before you go to weaken Russia a little more.
Because think about it. Why would Babylon be helping Ukraine when Ukraine is not a United Nations country?
Yeah, it's not NATO.
Therefore, you give them weapons as if they were a quote-unquote friend of America.
Yep. They're not at
all.
all.
But Russia is they just went to BRICS, but they were a United Nations ally.
Yep. Exactly right. Read that, verse 13.
Verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
That's airplane travel. Go ahead. Or yeah, that's airplane travel, and then spaceship travel. Go ahead.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
That's enslaving the children of Israel in North America. Go ahead.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
That's what it is. He says, I'm God. I can do what I want to. I tell a whole other country when they have the permission to shoot bombs into another country. That's them playing God.
Right. And you know how that when they first started talking about the UFOs or UAPs and whatever, remember when they were sitting in Congress talking to the lady or whatever, they said, man, this is a problem. This is a problem of national security, as if they the center of the whole doggone world.
Yeah, that's how they think.
That's a world security problem.
Yeah.
Because a damn UAP can destroy the world if it can go 670,000 million miles an hour, and that's lightweight. You mean to tell me that America is the only person that will be affected by these UAPs? No, that's a world problem. But you, with your inflated sense of self,
I'll take care of it. I'm God. I'll defeat those things for you.
What you gonna do? You gonna pass a law to do what? To something that's going 600 million miles an hour.
When you shoot a missile at it, it's in slow motion to your 8,000 mile per hour missile. It's like slow motion to it. Boop, boop, boop.
It's like that movie. Stop it. Don't you shoot that little
Read that verse 16, 17. Watch this.
Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
So that's how going back to Lucifer. Lucifer ain't some spiritual demon, some made-up person in the ground in your pictures and movies. It's a man, and it's a race of man.
Right.
And what do?
Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? That did shake kingdoms?
That did shake kingdoms with their what? Their missiles. And their missiles did what? Verse 17.
That made the world as a wilderness. And destroyed the cities thereof.
Now, how do we know that? Because in Palestine, Gaza, right now, there's a whole city that is destroyed. And guess what? Those missiles didn't come from Amalek. No. Those missiles came from his brother, his big brother Lucifer, on this side, shaking kingdoms. He's doing what he been doing in Gaza. He's trying to do it to Russia before he leaves. He's just proving that he's Lucifer of the Bible all over again.
He's doing it to Lebanon as we speak.
Lebanon as we speak.
He's trying to take over that
Look at that.
Region.
That destroyed cities. Nobody else is doing that but the white man. He's revealing to you who he is. Now play that next video because they spoke about the missiles that America allowed Ukraine to shoot of their own missiles. Go to that.
Our military analyst Sean Bell, and that's the politics of all this. What about on the battlefield, the military side of all this? How significant could these missiles really be?
Yeah, good evening, Mark. I mean, the Army Tactical Missile System, it's an incredibly competent missile. You know, it's a supersonic missile. It's ballistic. It goes at least 200 miles. Fearsomely expensive.
Pause it real quick. He said it's a supersonic missile. So that is flying at the speed of sound. What's the speed of sound? Maybe I was thinking of the speed of sound earlier when I was saying 5,000 something miles per hour. Maybe I was thinking the speed of sound. Okay, run that back a little bit while y'all find that, and let's play that video. Go ahead.
Good evening, Mark. I mean, the Army Tactical Missile System, it's an incredibly competent missile. You know, it's a supersonic missile. It's ballistic. It goes at least 200 miles. Fearsomely expensive, over $1 million a pop. The challenge is, though, it's only got a 500-pound warhead, so it's relatively small bang for your buck. And also, there's just not that many of them available. So it's hardly going to be able to swamping any of the Russian systems anytime soon. The other challenge is you need to be able to see the time.
That's what the angel saw right there, y'all. Or the prophet saw. That looks like a star, y'all. That's what they saw being shot. And you ever notice that they majority of the time shoot these missiles at nighttime?
Yeah. Right.
So the prophets of old saw them shooting the missiles during the exact time that they would shoot them. It wasn't God didn't make it dark in their vision so it would look like a star in their vision and they write it in the Bible. No, God put them there in that place at that time in history, thousands of years before it happened, and said, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be dark out here. And they looked up and said, man, that looks like a star at nighttime. Because they wouldn't have said it if it was daytime. Right, no. So they was put in the exact time in history when they would be shooting missiles, and they wrote it, yeah, that looks like a star. Man, that's cool. That is down to the T of what's going to happen. Pull it up. Keep playing that. Just hit space
I know
bar.
that sounds obvious. If you've got an anti-tank weapon, you just get on and use it. 200 miles away, you can't see the target. You need satellite technology. You need a whole load of complex work and therefore you're probably going to use them against logistics hubs, airfields, headquarters. The one positive we're seeing already, though, is the Russians have already moved all their fast jets away from that 200-mile radius.
Now, see, when we see, our people will see news things like, oh, man, this is boring, man. This is European news. Right. They ain't censored by nothing over a lot of the times. Right. They tell you how it is. But our people will see this, and, man, I'm turning this off, man. They ain't talking about nothing. But you don't understand, these are the little breadcrumbs that lead up to World War. Correct. Shooting missiles into another person's land with your name on it. Right. You're destroying infrastructure, facilities, and things of that nature that he spoke about. These are the breadcrumbs that lead up to World War, the third woe coming quickly. This is what happens. You got to pay attention to these things right here and not just turn off. Oh, man, this ain't talking about nothing. Where the sports highlights? No.
LeBron stats.
Right, where the LeBron stats? You're going to get caught off guard when Christ come as a thief in the night because he been showing you for years. Oh, man, they bombed this right here. They bombed that right here. Yeah. Hell, they bombed Iran when Russia told them not to bomb their nuclear facilities. You weren't paying attention to those signs.
Because a lot of times what Christians think and what they have taught for so many years is that Christ is just going to return whenever he's going to return.
Yeah.
No, the Bible says there's things that must happen. Mm-hmm. Prophecy must be fulfilled before his Father gives him the permission to come back and do what he do. Right. But it says that you must discern the signs of the time. You must know what's going on because it says it's going to be war, rumors of wars, famine. All of these things need to be checked off in the order that it says need to be checked off, and still we don't know.
Right. Now I'm going to back you up on that, Cap. This is proof of it. Go to Luke chapter 21. Heavy point you brought out. It ain't just going to be, oh, man, time finally wound down on God's sand. What do you call them things?
The hourglass.
The hourglass. The sand, the last grain of sand fell out, and God told Jesus to come back. It was time. That ain't how it's going down. Luke chapter 21, and I want you to read verse, 36, and we're going to jump back up. Read verse 36.
Luke chapter 21, verse 36. Watch ye therefore and pray always.
Why would you watch and pray always? Why would you have to do that? Why would he tell you to do that? Jump back up to verse 25.
Verse 25. And there shall be signs.
It's going to be what?
Signs.
It ain't just going to be no dang old sand glass, no hourglass poured out. And then, you know what? God going to be in the heaven like, you know what? It's too wicked down there. God, Christ, I think you ought to go back now. What you think? Yeah, I think so too. It's bad down there, God. Yeah. I went down there and looked for myself like I did in Sodom, and it was time to go. That ain't how it's going down. Never. It says there's going to be signs. Where at?
There shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. And in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations.
You don't think Russia's distressed right now with long-range missiles being shot at them down for the first time during this war with Ukraine? Right. You don't think Iran is perplexed? You don't think Israel's perplexed? Yes, this is what's going on right now. Distress of nations. Read on.
Distress of nations with perplexity. The sea and the waves roaring.
Read on.
Men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Those powers, go ahead, are going to be destroyed. Verse 27.
And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
Why do you have to pay attention to the signs and not just, he'll come back when he come back? Verse 28.
Verse 28, and when these things began to come to pass.
That's the signs in the sun and the moon, the stars, the distress of nations. Read on.
Then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
That's why you got to pay attention to the signs, because redemption is coming right after that.
Right.
It's coming right, not a second late, not a moment too soon. The world war is coming. And then the redemption of the Israelites is going to come immediately at that exact moment when World War III officially pops off.
And that's an important point, because this Bible the prophecies ain't never been talking about Christ coming back for the whole world. Christ coming back for the Gazans and whomever else. It's always been taught, always been understood by the prophets, by the scribes, and by everybody, that Christ is going to return for his people, the Israelites. That's the only explanation.
Yep, that's it.
And Cap,
go ahead.
The crazy thing about it is that the Lord gave us the prophecy in the scriptures, and then he even put the light show on for all Israel to see, but we all ignore it. Can I get one right before you pull one also? Go to 2 Ezra chapter 15, read verse 34 to address those stars.
2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 34. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon.
So these clouds are different than the clouds that we were speaking about for the chariots. These are the same clouds like the winds we read in Revelation.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Full of wrath and storm.
Come on.
They shall smite one upon another.
That's what we're watching now. The clouds of the nations. These nations are smiting each other, one upon another. Go ahead.
And they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth.
Stars are missiles. They will shoot a great multitude of missiles at one another.
Play that video as he's reading. That video I put in the group as he's reading this.
Read it again and then put that video up.
Yes, sir.
Read it from the top.
Verse 34. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth.
Read on, watch this. This is how we know what the parable was going into.
Even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly.
Blood don't come out of clouds.
Right.
Blood don't come out of stars. You understand? But missiles and nations, blood comes out of.
Yeah, there you go. All praises. All praise. Go ahead, Officer Padgett. You had something?
Yes, sir. Just to back up, something that you and Captain Tobias was bringing out about the hourglass and people not paying attention. Go to Acts chapter 1, read verse 6 and 7 for context. Because a lot of people think that, the kingdom is for everybody.
No.
Acts chapter 1, verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel?
To restore it, you got to destroy the previous kingdom.
Right. That's right.
Bring it out.
Read.
And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons.
The times or the seasons. Meaning there's times and seasons. You look at the sky, you see what's going on. You look around the world, you see rumors of war. That should let you know, wait a minute, something is about to happen. Read.
It is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power.
It's the Father's power.
Hey, can I bring one script? Get to Revelation 17. Verse 16. This is one of the signs. This is what you were talking about, the Ukrainian war versus Russia. Because this is what we're supposed to be looking for, that the tin horn gonna hit America.
Right.
Revelations chapter 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
So America is actually fulfilling that prophecy right now. Because them attacking Ukraine and what they're doing in Gaza and Lebanon and
Russia too.
all these European countries gonna hate America for that, and America like Biden is fulfilled God's prophecy.
Yeah, he's fulfilling it. He is fulfilling it. Now go to that next video, cause as soon as he authorized them missiles to be shot, Putin, we all know don't play no games. We know Putin don't play no games, boy. Putin the next day, what he do? Play that or pull up that article. Read it.
ABC News. Russia launches massive nationwide missile attack targeting Ukraine's energy grid.
Read underneath that, how many did he send over there?
President Vladimir Zelensky said Russia fired around 120 missiles.
It goes back to what Officer Daniel just pulled. A multitude of stars are going to smite down upon the earth. This is just a precursor to the third woe that's coming in the end, the world war to come. That's just a precursor. The moment he fired 6, Russia fired 120 of them.
That lets you know that Russia has been trying to play or fight within the rules this whole time.
Yeah.
There you go. Right? They've been fighting.
Not fighting in the rules, being held back by the angels.
Been held back this whole time. Now, Biden now tells them they can shoot it.
Long range. No problem.
Hands off.
No problem. I'm going to show you what I can really do.
Went to
he even tap into the big boys.
No, not at all.
He just playing with them. He saw, I think, drones, and missiles.
Yeah,
so he was just playing games with them. Hey, I want to pull a script real quick because a lot of people say, damn, Jesus might be coming, with tulips and daisies.
Butterflies.
Exodus 15:3. Because even from beginning to end, you read about war. What kind of God we serving? Read that.
Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
He's a what?
A man of war.
And Officer Pagiel brought out a cold scripture about the kingdom. The Lord's kingdom is being established through war. He's going to play cleanup with all the nations. He's wiping them out. Let them wipe each other out before he established his kingdom on the planet.
Good point. Good point. Now pull that that next video up about how Russia has edged a little bit closer to bringing the end about. Pull it up.
Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a revised nuclear doctrine lowering the threshold for the use of nuclear weapons. The document declared that a conventional attack on Russia by any nation that is supported by nuclear power will be considered a joint attack on his country. The news follows U.S. President Joe Biden's decision to let Ukraine strike targets inside Russia with U.S.-supplied longer-range missiles. Putin's endorsement of the new nuclear deterrent policy comes on the 1,000th day after he sent troops into Ukraine in a full-scale invasion of the country in February of 2022. The signing of the doctrine, which says that any massive aerial attack on Russia could trigger a nuclear response, reflects Putin's readiness to threaten use of the country's nuclear arsenal to force the West to back down as Moscow presses a slow-moving offensive in Ukraine.
It's not a game, y'all. It is not a game, y'all.
And those missiles not just hitting a building, one building, two buildings. It is demolishing cities.
Yes.
Nuclear.
Come on, man.
Destroying them, man. It's not a game, man. So you see that what he said about the treaty or whatever they got is that if you allow someone to shoot missiles at us, he don't give a damn where they came from. That means that if somebody's gonna help you shoot missiles at us, they are showing us they want war with us too.
And Kat, remember we was talking about it last night. If Putin see a Swedish flag throwing a missile, he wiping out all Sweden. Telling you straight up. That's what he's letting you know. Let me see a flag from France. France gonna get to work.
He's gonna get to work.
Okay.
These are the steps to the beginning of the end that we got to be paying attention to make sure we make ourselves ready for the salvation that's going to be needed. And the reason why I say that, give me that in that next article about what happened immediately after that. Watch this. Pull it up. This is what other nations are doing. They saw what Ukraine did to Russia. Immediately, they put this into action. This plan. Read that.
Newsbreak. NATO's largest artillery exercise underway in Finland. NATO's largest artillery exercise underway in Finland.
NATO's. That's the National Allegiance, or to whatever the hell they call that thing. The North Atlantic Treaty. That's all of them little small European countries. They said this is the largest artillery exercise underway in Finland. The moment that Ukraine shot American missiles at Russia, the NATO, the 12 horns already knew. Hey, let's go. Let's give me that in Joel. Watch this.
So we gotta get ready.
We gotta get ready. Read Joel chapter 3. Let's see if you know what I want. Let's see if you're getting your Professor X on. If you beat me there, Joel chapter 3, you know what I want? Verse 9.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 9.
Yeah,
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war.
To do what?
Prepare war.
Go back up that article. This is what world war is coming. This is the beginning of the end. God already prophesied it thousands of years ago. Tell the Gentiles, the other nations, prepare war. And what did NATO do? All them other Gentile nations, they said, hey man, let's get ready to go and prepare for war in Finland. They doing it. Read verse 9 again.
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
Wake them up and send them to Finland. Wake them all up, that's the armies. Wake them up and send them to Finland to train. Go ahead.
Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
You know who the weak is? The weak is all of them NATO countries. How do we know that they're weak? They can't beat Russia by themselves.
No. Right.
So what did they say? Let us all make a North Atlantic Treaty to come together so we can be strong. We see it happening right now before our eyes. Now, watch what happened. This is today, y'all. This ain't like this was 20 years ago and all that stuff. NATO said, let's get together in Finland. What did Finland say right after that? Pull it up. Read it.
Newsbreak. Sweden. Finland warned residents to be ready for war.
To do what?
Ready for war.
Tell them Gentiles, prepare ye war. Read it. What's that last part?
Situation is serious.
Why is it serious? Because Babylon the Great is going to usher in the third woe upon the earth with their little brothers, little shaitan over there named Israel. Them Edomites over there, they're going to usher in World War III. Because if you know anything about the history, Ukraine ain't nothing but Amalek. That's where Amalek came from. That's who they are. Them is Amalek Edomites, Jewish people that speak Russian. That's it. That's all they are.
And Trump said they're not helping NATO until they pay up.
Until they pay up, like a mob boss that he is. But for those that don't know that history, Bishop went over it maybe last year, a few months back, that the birthing place of Amalek was right there in Ukraine. The symbol they got, the Caspian Sea, the symbol they got, all goes back to Amalek Edom in ancient times, in the medieval times. They ain't nothing but Jewish people speaking German.
And the Lord is
Czechoslovakian.
And the Lord is using both ends, them in Ukraine and in Israel, to draw America
There
out.
you go. That's
Both
it.
of them.
Man, the Lord is masterful.
And the Lord letting you know who the real Gentiles are.
Yeah, exactly
Because it
right.
said Gentiles go to war.
That's right. Go back to that article and let's read it.
Sweden, Finland warned residents to be ready for war. Situation is serious. Sweden and Finland have all begun warning their residents to prepare for the possibility of war as Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine rages on.
The end is coming. Go ahead.
Stockholm on Monday published its latest version of In Case of Crisis or War. A pamphlet In Case of Crisis or War. A pamphlet instructing civilians on how to prepare for and ride out a national crisis that was last sent out in 2018.
No, ain't gonna be no riding this out, buddy. Ain't gonna be riding this last one out, buddy. This is a ride to hell and ain't no ticket coming back. Go ahead, read the last one.
The pamphlet, which has been issued five times.
Scored up some, y'all. Go ahead.
The pamphlet, which has been issued 5 times since World War II, is now twice as long as 32 pages. and focuses on war preparations as the Swedish government warns of the worsening situation in Ukraine.
Now, here's the thing about that. You see that America authorized Ukraine to shoot them missiles into Russia. You know, they only damaged the food spots and some electrical stuff and some armory things. But they had a plan. The question is, black folk, what plan you got to be saved? What plan has America rolled out for black folk to be saved when the missiles get turned around and shot this way? Give me that in Hosea chapter 13, verse 9. Because black folk, we live in a state of ignorance. And what is that called? Ignorance is bliss. We don't even want to think about the reality of the situation that people on the other side of the earth prepare for every single day.
Right.
Hosea 13:9 real quick.
Hosea chapter 13, verse 9. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself.
We destroyed ourselves through Christianity and Islam and everything else. Go ahead.
But in me is thine help. I will be thy king. Where is any other that may save thee in all thy cities?
Who's going to save us in the cities when the missiles come this way? I don't know what we have been thinking, because we haven't been reading the Bible. That's why our eyes are closed. We love this world. But America is not impenetrable. No, God's just holding back the armies of the world from turning their missiles and pointing them this way. God asking us the question, who gonna save you in those cities? Who gonna save you in Liberty City? Who gonna save you in damn Compton? Who gonna save you in Little Haiti? Who gonna save you in the Bronx? Who gonna save you in Houston? Who gonna save you in them cities that you live in? Keep reading.
Where is any other that may save thee in all thy cities? And thy judges of whom thou saidst, give me a king and princes.
God asks you, is that president going to save you? Well, is he have any plans to save you, to tell you where to go? Last I seen, ain't no damn bomb shelters in the hood.
Right.
Nope,
there ain't none at all. Black folk, we ain't even got basements in half the places we in now. Let alone a damn attic.
Right.
You ain't got no shed outside. You ain't got nothing but your car to sleep in.
Majority of them don't even have a yard.
How about that?
I ain't got no damn yard. You right.
And you make a good point, because a lot of us joining with these politicians. There was a group called Ain't No Effing Around or something like that, or before pulling up guns and all this other foolishness. That's never, ever been our first choice of action. Our first choice has always should have been towards the Lord. Give me that 2 Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 15, right? Because when we trust in God, the fight ain't ours. It's the Lord's.
That's right.
It's always the Lord's. Because what we going to do with our little 22 and our little 9mm, when they got missiles that's 10,000-pound bombs.
Right.
You see what Gaza look like. What your little gun going to do? What ain't no effing around going to do? They'll get blown to smithereens. Read that.
2 Chronicles
20 verse 15.
Chapter 20 verse 15. And he said, hearken ye, all Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem.
So the northern and southern kingdom, you brothers and sisters that's following God's commandments, don't get a thought in your mind that you can do this by yourself. Read.
And thou King Jehoshaphat, thus said the Lord unto you, be not afraid nor dismayed by reason of this great multitude.
By all the other nations that's coming against you. Read.
For the battle is not yours, but God's.
But God's. Jump down to verse 17.
Verse 17. Ye shall not need to fight in this battle.
Don't fight in this battle, because there's going to come a time where the Lord is going to activate us to where we fight. But right now ain't it. Read.
Set yourselves, stand ye still, and see the salvation of the Lord with you.
So stand still, pray, meditate. Get with your brothers. Keep the Sabbath day. Keep the feast days. Rehearse the righteous acts.
That's
Read.
right. All right.
O Judah and Jerusalem, fear not.
Don't be afraid if you keeping the commandments. But if you're not keeping the commandments, you should be afraid. Read.
Nor be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, for the Lord will be with you.
That's what we're hoping for and praying for, that the Lord is with us. Verse 18.
And Jehoshaphat bowed his head with his face to the ground.
How many of y'all praying 3 times a day? How many of you putting alarms in your phone, giving God his due praise? Read.
And all Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell before the Lord, worshiping the Lord.
Verse 19.
And the Levites of the children of the Kohathites and of the children of the Korathites stood up to praise the Lord, God of Israel, with a loud voice on high.
Verse 22.
Verse 22, and when they began to sing.
Watch what happens when we do what God created us for. You have angels in heaven, all their job is to worship God. Right. That's what we was put here to do. Read.
Verse 22, and when they began to sing and to praise, the Lord set ambushments.
The what? The who?
The Lord set ambushments against the children of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, which were come against Judah, and they were smitten.
And didn't they come against us? Didn't we build the Great Wall of China? Didn't Ammon have us enslaved? Didn't Esau have us working on the cotton fields for 200-300 years? Absolutely. Verse 23.
Verse 23, for the children of Ammon and Moab stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir, utterly to slay and destroy them.
Ain't we seeing that right now? The nations turned on each other. We ain't got to raise no weapons. Doggone Russia and the Ukraine and America and all them other
and Ishmael.
They're fighting against each other. We don't have to get into this fight. Read.
And when they had made an end of the inhabitants of Seir, everyone helped to destroy another.
They destroyed themselves. In verse 24.
And when Judah came toward the watchtower in the wilderness,
we started to look over, see what. Okay, let's see what the Lord over here. What the hell going on? The Lord said He was going to fight for us. Okay, read.
They looked unto the multitude, and behold, they were dead bodies fallen to the earth, and none escaped.
You can't get no more thorough than the Lord.
No, damn. Not at all. When he fight, he gonna make sure don't nobody escape. That's what's gonna happen in the Valley of Decision. Everybody's gonna be gone. That's what I said. We ain't got time for a 2 Ezra 13. Go back and read it if you have time. But some more of what that salvation look like. Psalm 91, where we ain't got to fight. Psalm 91, and I want you to read verse 5 and 6. So we're gonna jump around.
Scripture right there.
Psalm 91, 5 and 6. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 91 and verse 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day.
If you keep the commandments of God, if you gather yourself together, O nation not desired, if you keep it the feast days, then you shouldn't be afraid of the destruction that is going to come, or the arrow that flieth by day, which is the missiles. Go ahead.
Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness.
Because the pestilence, disease, is going to come after those. Because what of them nuclear bombs give off? What do they say? Radiation. Nuclear radiation. Go ahead.
Nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
Who got more destruction bombs than Russia and America? Nobody do. Who's going to have more bombs than all the nations combined together when they're at World War III? Nobody. It's going to be a multitude of those things that rain down upon the earth. But check this out. Jump down to verse 11.
Verse 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee.
Those are the ones that the white man said, we don't know who these are up here in the skies. What is these? They're not of this world. No, we know who they are. It's the angels are the only ones that have orders to save God's people. That's it. Everybody else is, here's a 27, 32-page pamphlet. We're building bunkers over here. Everybody else got that. God may show nobody likes us enough to build us nothing. Well, we can't depend on them.
Nowhere else to turn.
Go ahead, officer.
That's what it means when it says, thou shalt have no might in thy hand.
There you go.
All to this point of war, we can't do nothing to save our behind.
And the scripture says not one that should be left. The angels is giving orders to get his people that you read in Psalms 91. They're not going to leave one. Like, hey, I'll be right back to get you. No. Everybody's going to be God.
Everybody that God loves is going and love God is getting up out of here. That's the only one that angel. Here's the proof. Jump down to verse 14. Watch this.
Verse 14. Because he hath set his love upon me.
That's it. That's the only way you get out of here. If God don't love you, that's your ticket. If God don't love you, your ass is going to burn with everybody else when the missiles come.
Man.
What is that? Proverbs 8:17? Go ahead, officer.
Here's the reason why God is going to destroy all these nations. Go to Baruch chapter 3, 32, 33.
Baruch 2, what do you call it?
I mean, Baruch chapter 3. I mean, Baruch chapter 4, I'm sorry.
4,
32,
okay.
33, 34. You could read the rest of this whole thing right here. Come on.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 32. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that receiveth thy sons.
Come on.
For as she rejoiced at thy ruin.
As Babylon the Great rejoiced at our ruin, God said none of them is going to be left. Read.
For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
God says, I'm going to do the same thing that you done did to my people because I love them. Read.
For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning.
Read.
For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time.
God says this place is going to be desolate because of what you thought that you did to my children, I'm going to bring back to you 1,000-fold.
And what was that? We was Proverbs 8, 17 to show, because it said he's going to destroy this place, but he's only saving those that he loves. 8:17.
Proverbs chapter 8 verse 17. I love them that love me.
Come on, man. God ain't no simp. God ain't no simp where he's giving out eternal life for nothing.
Right.
He ain't one of these simp black men upon the earth that give you everything, drink your bath water, and give you the sun and the moon and the stars. That ain't the black man that sit up on the throne. No, you love me, I love you. You don't love me, well, hey, hell with you too. Hell with your ass.
Yeah, right.
You gonna die in the fire. I'm gonna wake you up and then kill your ass again eternally in the fire. God don't get down like he said, I love them that love me.
Cap, you know when we just read that, you know the saying that we say F you, F
yeah.
That's
how God is.
I'll mess with you. Contrary to me, I'll work contrary to you.
I'll work contrary to you. Get that for those that may watch this and say, I love God. Get that in 1 John 5 and 3. So how you know for sure that you love God and he love you. So you can make sure you got a ticket. Your angel has already received the commandment that when the time comes, save him, save her, save them. 1 John 5 and 3 for him.
1 John chapter 5 verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
That's how you love God, and that's how he loves you. Get that in John. John 15 verse 13. Is that what it is? John 15:13. 15:14. Is that what on 15:10.
John chapter 15 verse 10. If you keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love.
God loved his son because he kept the commandments. Correct. So it's the same thing with you. I want you black women. He don't care how much damn your Brazilian silky weave or your little eyelashes are, your damn makeup or your damn BBLs. You ain't gonna sway God with your ass and your fake breasts. Negative. Your brothers ain't no gold chains on your neck and the way you sag your pants and you ride on your tip it on your fofos. Shout out to Ben Simi over there. Yeah, he don't care about none of that stuff. That ain't gonna sway him at all. If for his love to fall upon you and you to be saved, you better be keeping the commandments.
Right. You might say that, well, I don't know if he loved me, but I love him, but I got a personal relationship. Give me 1 John chapter 2 and verse 4. Well, you ain't got no personal relationship unless you do what he say, keep his commandments.
All right. Stop the cap.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 4. He that saith, I know him,
or have a personal relationship with him,
and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
So if you ain't got no personal relationship, if you might say, well, I don't know if Christ loved me or not, but I know I love him and I got a personal relationship, because I know a lot of Christians say I got a personal relationship. When he says nation gather together, you said no nation, it's just me.
Just me.
Nah, if you ain't keeping his commandments, none of that.
You know where we learned that live personal relationship at? We learned that in the Christian church.
Absolutely.
You know what song taught us that? Jesus on the main line. Your ass ain't never talked to Jesus.
Right.
You ain't never called him.
Right.
He ain't never called you.
You don't even got a number.
He ain't answer. Your phone's still ringing, but
Right.
we learned that I got a personal relationship. Jesus on the main line.
Tell
Your
him what
ass
you
ain't
want.
never talked to him.
You don't got a number to call.
You're right. What number?
Yeah, what's the number?
Now, and give me this thing. This is the thing, though, with all of this tribulation and the woes to come, the beginning of the end, before that gets here, oppression is going to be here.
Right.
It's going to strike every single last one of us. Give me that in Jeremiah 18 real quick, and verse 11, and then we're going to pull an article to prove it. Jeremiah 18, verse 11.
Jeremiah chapter 18, verse 11. Now therefore go to, speak to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, Thus said the Lord, Behold, I frame evil against you.
Now, I know, but most people ain't never even heard this scripture before. They didn't even know this was in the Bible. All they read was Jesus wept and closed the book. No, when you are an adversary to God, even if you're his own people, he said, I frame evil against you. Because you are his adversary. You're his enemy now. So he treats you just like he did the Canaanites, the Jebusites. You're an enemy in his eyes. Read on.
I frame evil against you and devise a device against you. Return ye now every one from his evil way and make your ways and your doings good.
And that's not in your eyes. Those doings got to be good in the eyes of God, or he's framing evil against you. It's coming for you. And here's the proof of it, that the signs of the times we can see it, but oppression is going to be mixed right in there with it to make sure you do something. Pull up that article of what's about to happen. Read that tweet. Yeah. Is that what I want?
Donald Trump
No,
Jr.
skip that one. Go to the next one. The article. Read that.
Newsbreak, ABC News. Trump confirms plan to declare national emergency. Use military for mass deportations.
He gonna do what?
Used military for mass deportations.
He's using the military for mass deportation. And who's he talking about? He's talking about Benjamin. He's talking about Levi. He's talking about Ephraim. He's talking about Issachar, Manasseh. Everybody that has been in the caravans coming through here in the last 4 years. Oh, no. You thought America was paved with the streets of gold? Babylon, the great paved with, you could do all this, the land of freedom? No. Oppression's coming for you, and they going to send the military after you. Right. This ain't just no regular police. The military that walk around with the AR-15s and whatever else they got.
That ain't ICE, Captain.
That ain't ICE, buddy. And God said, I'm going to make sure that the evil I devise against you, my hand, which is the wicked, they're going to carry out my orders to make you do what? Give me that in Hosea 5, verse 15. Hosea 5:15, and then we'll come back. Hosea 5:15.
Hosea chapter 5, verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
God is going to make sure that we as the children of Israel are going to acknowledge the offenses that we have done against God. See, we think that God has forgotten about all the evil we've done to him as a people just because we sent up the, what's that prayer? The sinner's prayer in church. No. I received the Lord into my heart as my Lord and Savior. And you got dipped into some water. No, he ain't forgot. He's going to make us acknowledge our offense. He's going to devise evil against us until we acknowledge our offense. Read on.
And seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
Well, that military come through looking for who ain't got papers around here, who ain't natural born citizens.
Right, you got an accent. They taking you.
Yeah, they taking you, buddy.
Go.
Yeah, they taking you, buddy. Yeah, that's that affliction. God said, I'm going to make you turn to me through this affliction. Right. Even though the end is coming, the third woe is coming, I'm going to make sure it's affliction mixed in there for you, because the beginning of the end and World War coming is on the other side of the world. Right. That ain't really touching us right now. So we think we good here in Babylon. God said, no, I got something for you. Yeah. I'm going to make sure you get afflicted. You're going to be uncomfortable. Now go to those tweets. Go to those tweets that we got of DJ Trump. Pull up that tweet. Where we at? There we go. Read it.
Donald J. Trump.
Read the bottom half first. Tom Fitton.
Tom Fitton. Good news. Reports are the incoming real Donald Trump administration prepared to declare a national emergency and will use military assets to reverse the Biden invasion through a mass deportation program.
And how did Biden respond to that?
True.
Reverse what Biden did. He's going to. Trump said, "True, I'm using the military."
Yeah.
So it ain't no game.
Remember, he did it before. He did it with building the wall.
Yeah.
So it's light work for him. That's not a problem. Because remember, all America wants to reinforce those borders. All right, they willing to lay their life down. So what Trump is saying, he will back it up.
Yep, he gonna back it up. And look at so much to this point that my Levite brothers, what did they do? Pull up the next.
Out of here.
Pull up the image.
Oh, yeah.
What did they do?
They ain't wasting no
Read
time.
it.
Ohio. Haitian immigrants flee Springfield, Ohio in droves after Trump election win.
There you go. Where they went? They went back to Haiti. Back to Mexico.
Back to the border.
They see that. See what's happening though? What they doing? They running from affliction. Instead of acknowledging God as our Savior and repenting, they running from affliction. You ain't gonna be able to run for it down there because you're gonna be a second-class citizen
There you go.
in Mexico.
Right.
You're gonna get caught up in them damn cartels and them drugs that be running through there.
Right.
They're gonna snatch up your kids and everything,
Your wife,
man.
you might have a wife, they're going to snatch them up too. And we heard horror stories when we went down there to go talk to the people down there.
What they
Real
call
quick,
them,
let me get it.
mules?
Say it again.
They call them mules.
Mules.
Yeah.
No, the ones that traffic drug for.
Yeah.
Those are the mules. Get Isaiah 30:3 real quick. This is for the sin of Israel, who didn't depend on the Most High God.
Bring it
as
out.
their
Bring it
power.
out.
Read that.
Isaiah chapter 30 verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame.
You see that? The strength of Pharaoh be your what?
Shame.
That's right. That Pharaoh is what? Trump today.
Yep.
America today. It shall be your shame. That's what you see. Pull up that article one more time. It shall be your shame. You thought you could build a nice
That
life.
image of Haitian.
All right. You could build a nice life. Go ahead and build your grocery
Pull it up.
stores and everything. But remember the pattern. There was using propaganda, saying you eat cats and all that. And next thing you know, they nominated Trump, who's going to chase your ass out of America.
Damn.
Okay?
Amazing.
It's all by design.
Read that underneath that, the city.
City subjected to false rumors from Trump loses residents integral to community over mass deportation fears.
That was instant, y'all.
There you go.
Instant. When your fear come, God said, I'm going to mock at you. You're going to be on the run. Give me that, Ezekiel chapter 9, man. Because Israel think that we can run from the judgment of God. We cannot. We got to turn to him. What does that say? Ezekiel. It's 14. 14. That's what I wanted. Ezekiel chapter 14, and let's read verse 19.
Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 19. Or if I send a pestilence into that land and pour out my fury upon it in blood to cut off from it man and beast.
Jump back up to verse 17.
Verse 17. Or if I bring a sword upon that land and say, sword, go through the land so that I cut off man and beast from it.
Read verse 15.
15. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land and they spoil it so that it be desolate, that no man may pass through because of the beast.
Now jump back up to verse 12 and let's see why. Go ahead. 12 and 13.
Verse 12. The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by transgressing grievously.
The land can't sin. Dirt can't sin against God.
Right.
It ain't the dogs out here committing sin. You got a damn Sharpei sleeping with a pit bull. God told him not to do that. No, that ain't what's going on. He's talking about the inhabitants of the land. If the land sinned against me, the people, read.
Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it.
And do what?
And will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it.
God stretch out his hand, we are going to be afflicted. And that's what we see. As soon as Trump got elected,
it had to be thousands of them because Springfield was in the news for how many Levites had ran into the city and was doing good in the community. That's what they said.
They had their own businesses.
They had their own business instantly.
That's
as soon as it happened, gone.
They were an integral part.
Yeah.
That means they were integrated. They made that city in Ohio, Springfield, run.
Yep, they boosted the economy.
Economy.
Just like Israel do everywhere we go. But when God stretch out his hand upon it, it is over. Now, and play this next video because this is heavy. You know that the scriptures say that Esau's tongue shall fall upon himself, and he'll tell the truth about himself. Black people need to realize, believe this white man, y'all. When he start talking about your oppression, believe him, because that's the only time he's telling the truth, is when he's telling you how bad it is for you. Believe him. He's telling the truth.
Facts.
Play the video.
We do not halt Israel's genocide because we, as Americans, are Israel, infected with the same white supremacy and intoxicated by our domination of the globe's wealth and power to obliterate others with our advanced weaponry. The vaunted democratic values, morality, and respect for human rights claimed by Israel and the United States has always been a lie. The real credo is this: we have everything, and if you try and take it away from us, we will kill you.
Pause it real quick. We have everything. Go to Revelation. He said, we have everything. What is the everything that they have that they willing to kill for? Y'all know what I want, right? Revelation. If you know where it is, I'm in this new Bible, 18. Is that what I want? Revelation chapter 18 and verse 12. This is the everything that they have, and they'll kill for it. Read it. 12, 13.
Revelations
18, verse 12 and 13.
Revelations chapter 18 and verse 12. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones.
Wait a minute. Stop right there. Jump back up to verse 7. I know we cutting down on time, but I got to make sure you get the understanding thereof so you can see the beginning of the end. Read that verse 7.
Verse 7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Nobody is going to bring us down from all that we have. Nobody's going to take it because we will kill them, like he said in the video. Jump down to verse 12 and see what they have. 12 and 13. Read it.
Verse 12. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner vessels of ivory.
Make sure y'all run that video back a little bit. Go ahead.
And all the manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beast, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men.
Just like Nimrod had in ancient Babylon. The souls of man and slave. They have everything, and they will kill because they will not let it go. This is how they have become the top country or nation in the world, by having all these things at their disposal and killing for it on this side and on the other side of the earth. Play that video again.
By Israel and the United States has always been a lie. The real credo is this: we have everything, and if you try and take it away from us, we will kill you. People of color, especially when they are poor and vulnerable, do not count. Their hopes, dignity, and aspirations for freedom of those outside the empire are worthless.
Pause
global.
What did he say about your hopes and aspirations outside of the empire of Babylon the Great? Is hopeless. Worthless. It don't mean nothing to them. Black folk, you need to wake the hell up and understand it don't mean nothing to them. Ain't never meant nothing to them. You're not wanted. You're only tolerated. You're only here because they can make $1 off your back. That's it.
And one thing that he says outside of the empire, outside of the United States, everybody else is worthless to them, to where they'll stay in your land and bomb it constantly.
Damn. Good point right there, man. Play it.
Their hopes, dignity, and aspirations for freedom of those outside the empire are worthless. Global domination will be sustained through racialized violence. The lie that the American empire is predicated on democracy and liberty is one the Palestinians and those in the global south, as well as Native Americans and black and brown Americans, not to mention those who live in the Middle East, have known for decades. But it is a lie that still has currency in the United States and Israel, a lie used to justify the unjustifiable.
Brothers living off the lie. Black folk need to wake up and understand democracy is a lie. They didn't vote to get this country like Bishop say.
Nope.
They didn't vote to get the damn Israel, our country, on their side. They took it by war. They took it by blood. They devised the plan way back in World War I upon their beds, and they worked it in World War II.
Right. And that's why they you listen to Charlie Kirk and all these other people. People try to say, oh, this is a democracy. He always said, no, it's not. A democracy is got by voting. We got this by war.
By war.
That's a republic. A republic is won by war. A democracy, you win it by voting and stuff like that. No, it's never been a democracy.
Excellent point right there. But they have fooled everyone with the lie. Everybody that is black, basically he said all the 12 tribes of Israel are worthless.
Right.
That's exactly what he said. He said black, black and brown, and Native Indians. That's the 12 tribes of Israel. Then he mentioned Ishmael over on the other side getting bombed. They're getting judged by God. That's all that is, man. Right. Now to show you so much that your life has never mattered and it is worthless. Even to this day, that's not a video from the 1800s, y'all. He's speaking that right now today in the new millennium, and we've got evidence to prove it. Pull up that next video. Watch this.
After an incident at a local elementary school, the mother's post about this online has since gone viral. Meanwhile, the school district is saying the students were, quote, horseplaying.
Listen to
Our
that.
Alexis Wainwright spoke with those parents exclusively
Listen to the
and shares
horseplaying,
their
y'all.
story tonight. Alexis?
Well, Simone, I spoke with the parents who say they're angry, hurt, and confused, but they're also thankful that their son is still here. And tonight they're calling for transparency and answers from the Charles County Public School District.
If you look at my son, he has marks under his eyes, like blood vessels.
He still has
From him,
bruises on his neck from being choked.
It's hard to hide emotion as these two parents who don't want to be identified talk about their son. They're hoping for answers after they say their son was hung by a 4th grade student in the boys' bathroom Friday.
He was hung, y'all. This is 4th grade.
4th grade.
Remember that was a post-racial society. We all equal. What you say, officer?
Who taught him that?
Who
His
taught
parents.
him that? Who
parents.
taught him to hang another? He didn't hang a white kid. He hung a black boy in the restroom, y'all. Man, keep letting it play.
It's going to take time. This is not something that he's going to get over just overnight.
Paperwork from the hospital lists one of his injuries as a neck
Pause
contusion.
it. He was hung in 4th grade in the bathroom, y'all.
Damn, lynching.
They are teaching their kids in the 4th grade that black, brown, and Native Indians' lives are worthless.
Right.
4th grade, y'all. He put a noose around his neck and tried to hang him in the bathroom and called it horseplay. The principal and them said, oh, they was just playing around.
We, the main ones that be trying to forget, they will always remember
There you
and
go.
always help you remember that they the damn devil on the planet. And they hate you.
And that affliction that that family is going through is they're gonna what Esau's gonna do, just like they did with our Northern Kingdom Native American brothers, try to give them a bag of money to get their mind to go back to sleep. And so many of us try to hide behind, oh, this, that, and the other. We'll take that bag of money and we'll go right into damn oblivion and never
spend all of it on Christmas.
That's it.
Buy him some toys to make him feel good.
That's it. Buy a big house, pay for everything, get him some damn Christmas gifts and some Thanksgiving
Straight
turkey.
into idolatry.
And then we forget about the oppression. We forget that your 7-year-old was hung by a noose in a bathroom when he's supposed to be going to damn PE and field day.
Supposed to be in PE. but he's getting hung in the bathroom.
Man.
And that lets you know there's no more revolutionaries out there.
No.
Because a revolutionary family would have been like, no. We taking it. The hell with your money.
Yeah.
We want things in place to protect our children,
Right.
And it's not just about that one children. How many more children gotta feel that same fear and oppression?
All the time. Hell, I mean, in elementary, we see the teachers still taking the kids on field trips to pick cotton.
Yeah.
4th grade, 3rd grade, man.
Amazing.
And we are still suffering to this day. That's why we got Israel United in Christ standing up.
Right.
The thing that happened with Kendrick Johnson. Look who's standing up. Look who's on the forefront.
Right. Now watch this. That's just one. Let me say your life is worth it. You need to believe this white man when he's talking about your oppression, y'all. That's the only time you should believe him. When he's talking about your oppression, he's talking some truth. Pull up the next video or the next article and watch. Look at this. Look at this. Pull up the article. Read that real quick.
Complex.
Show a picture. Go ahead.
NBA analyst Michelle Beadle accidentally uses N-word during broadcast. Fans react.
You believe that? Go to the video. Watch this. This is what's in her spirit. Out of the heart. What's the abundance of the heart? Of the heart. The mouth speaking.
Amazing.
Play the video. Remember, they love you. Now that white man told the truth. Your life is worthless.
The Nuggets.
Run it back. Come on, man. Work with me back here.
Come on.
Michael Porter Jr. recently said, "Oh, I don't like this. That if the Nuggets
Pause it. No, she said niggas.
She said niggas.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh.
Hello.
Your life is worth. She got a black dude sitting on the stage with her.
He's scratching his eyebrow.
That's
Run it back.
Don't know what to do.
Look at this.
Cap, you know how you know that thing came out smooth because when she said it, she looked right at him.
Right at him.
You know what
I'm talking about you.
That thing is sleeping. That wasn't sleeping. She said it all the time.
Oh yeah.
She said it too smooth.
Too smooth.
Yeah, while they playing
Go ahead.
tennis.
Let it play again.
Michael Porter Jr. recently said, "Oh, I don't like this. That if the Nuggets
Take us out.
You saw that?
Got him. Got him.
Run it
Got
back
him.
again, man.
Damn, I wish you could zoom in.
Go ahead.
Michael Porter Jr. recently said, "Oh, I don't like this. That if the Nuggets
Pause it. She do exactly what she said. That was the slip of the mouth. Said niggas.
Question.
Quick.
I'm talking to you.
She went to look at his response. Right?
Yes, exactly what it was.
Are you?
Go ahead.
Now, are you? No, never mind. Go ahead.
But even the response of him, though, you can tell he's still asleep because he goes to giggling and
Right, trying to laugh it off.
I need his job.
Yeah. He ain't hooping no more.
Nope. Let it play out.
Michael Porter Jr. recently said, "Oh, I don't like this. That if the Nuggets
That was a good one.
Don't try to get me on that.
That was a good one.
They might have to break up the team. Lou, are you buying that this is the last dance for the Denver Nuggets?
She had pause.
Yeah, I'm buying.
Nuggets.
I'm buying. Peter, you're going to be in trouble today.
That's not fair. It's not even a thing. It's not even a word.
I like it.
You would love that.
Anyways.
It's nothing. He should have stood up and ripped the mic off him.
Now listen to what he's saying.
Hearing it though.
And it feels like we
hearing
didn't like
it.
hearing that either. We sure did. I'm sweating. It's all right, Beto. You covered in the cloth. I got you. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
Covered in the club.
You covered in the club.
No, I'm
You covered in the cloth. He talking about Jesus.
Listen, all good things come to
You go in that bathroom and hang all my kids.
Cut him off, man. Cut the cloth off. You're covered in the cloth of Jesus.
Hey, but you do realize. I'm sorry, but you do realize any NBA player that says the word nigga, they get fined $100,000.
Oh yeah.
Does she still have her job? That's my question.
Yes.
White supremacists at its finest.
Because the headline says accidentally.
Yeah.
They're gonna put her. They're gonna cover her in the white cloth, the white people cloth all day.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna fire her.
Buy some Patti LaBelle
They
pies.
probably scrubbed that for the internet.
She's gonna buy some watermelon chicken.
There you
Everybody
go.
he gonna be happy on that. Pull up that. Talking about your life is worthless. Pull up that next article. Look at this.
Newsbreak. After Trump made historic gains with black men, he hasn't picked any to serve in his administration.
Coon alert. Coon alert.
Hello.
Them dudes been going overtime for Trump.
Pull up that next image to show what his cabinet looked like.
Hello.
These black men out here was shining his damn boots. Zoom in on them. This is Trump's administration take shape. Zoom in on them. Look at this. So much they don't want no black man. They got a damn East Indian in there somewhere, don't they?
Right.
Yep, Vivek. They got it. He's as brown as we're getting.
Wasn't Jake shooting music videos for Trump?
Yeah.
Hey, there wasn't he
None of them.
selling
He
gold
didn't
shoes?
give none of them a job.
Wasn't Trump selling gold shoes?
Yeah. Hey, that brown dude, Vivek, is only there because he's a billionaire.
Yeah. He's the one who came up with some certain vaccines,
Yeah,
too.
He's real smart. Now, zoom out so we can see what the tweet says at the top.
Apparently, blacks for Trump only get to wear T-shirts at the rally.
That's it.
Damn. Hello.
That's it. Your life is worth. That white man told you the truth right there. Go to the next tweet.
They hot. They mad.
Why you mad?
Read it.
Oh, yeah.
Keep tap dancing, fellas. There's still time.
Little T.
Where's my cabinet?
Where's my cabinet nomination?
Man, that dude look like a dolphin. That's why they ain't let him up there.
He do, man.
He look like a dolphin.
You look like that character
Hey,
from
Mushmouth
Fat
from
Yeah, Mushmouth.
Fat Albert.
That's why they ain't let him
Little
up
teeth.
there, man. That's
He
why
look
they ain't
too
let him
funny.
up there, man. Keep that tap dancing, fellas.
And both of them got white wives, cause I think.
Do they?
Yeah, both of them
Yeah,
got.
they
Even
do.
the brother
Going
on
to
the
the
right,
left.
he in Florida. He sound like us when he talk.
Yeah.
And he was on the show with the Breakfast Club,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking all this good. And then I think Charlamagne said, "Let me ask you something. I don't really care, but I just want to ask you.
What color
do
is
you
your
got? Yeah, do you got a white wife?" And he said, "Oh no." He said, "Oh no."
He lied.
No. I mean, excuse me. Do you have a black wife? Excuse me.
Black
he
wife.
said, "Do you have a black wife?" He said, "Oh no." No.
Damn, he said it like
he
that.
Said, "Oh no."
No, not them dragons.
Oh,
He said, "Oh no." Like hell no. Why would you ask
when
that
I made it
stupid
this
question?
far.
That's the stupidest
Right, I
question
wouldn't have
ever.
made it
It
this
is
far.
far.
Pull up that next tweet. Remember that white man said black, brown lives, the Israelites, worthless.
Amazing.
Read it.
Still waiting on the appointments for Tim Scott and Byron Donalds. Maybe they'll be joint secretaries of Cotton.
Damn. Sheesh. Black woman know how to use her mouth to hurt you, don't she? Secretaries of Cotton. They ain't got no job. They was pushing pro-Trump straight out the gate. He's the savior to black America, and he still didn't give him Negroes no job nowhere on there. Nothing of. He done filled up all the important offices.
Yeah,
If he
done.
gives them anything, it's just gonna be oh man, I saw them tweets on Twitter.
Right.
Because Elon let me back on, so I got to make up a job for y'all.
He only got 4 more years.
You're going to be Secretary of HUD, Housing, Urban Development.
Right.
Amazing.
Projects. Make more projects for black
Give
people.
him a special title.
ahead,
somewhere.
He already said he got black job for them.
That's
Black job.
what it is. Black jobs, right? Remember to say your lives are worthless, and black people have always known this. We just live in a state where we live in a constant, it's not real. This is not reality. No, yes, it is reality. Pull up the next one, too. You see they don't want you in your politics. They hanging our kids. Hell, they don't even want you singing their music. Pull it up. Look at, and even if you blonde your hair and lighten your damn skin, read at the top what it say.
Blacknews.com. Country music fans reportedly want Beyonce's music banned from all country radio stations.
They don't give a damn if you got damn
music.
platinum blonde hair, and y'all can't tell me she ain't lightened her damn skin.
Absolutely.
Same way she lightened her hair. Listen, remember I told you, Kat, Beyonce had her own hair color. Right?
Yeah.
Her own hair color dedicated to her. And she went ahead and went outside of her own hair color and got lighter.
Damn.
Not only her skin, but her hair as well.
And they still say we don't want to hear your black lips.
Still don't want to hear
Leprosy
your damn
blonde.
music. It was #1 on the country music album chart, and she made millions from it. And they said, take this nigga music off of our
Take it down.
radio stations.
Take it
I don't
down.
care if she got platinum blonde hair. I don't care if she's bleaching her skin.
Yeah.
I don't care if she is from Texas. We don't want her music in our kids' ears.
Right.
Man, that white man told you the truth about your oppression. Your life means nothing. It's worthless to them.
She from Texas, but she from the black side of Texas.
Black side of Texas. They don't want you there, man. Give me that in Revelation chapter 9. We were about to wrap it up here. Revelation chapter 9, and I want you to read verse 13 because this is the beginning of the end and world war is coming. Revelation 9, I want you to read 13 on down.
Revelations chapter 9 and verse 13. And the sixth angel sounded, And I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar which is before God.
Those are the trumpets. Go ahead.
Saying to the 6 angels which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
Remember, we read in Revelation 7 that those angels are right now, their command is to hold back the armies, and some of them are in the river Euphrates to hold back them armies from meeting there, because that is the place where the valley of Jehoshaphat is going to be. It's going to be from the land of Israel all the way over to Euphrates, which is over in modern day Iraq. All of that desert land is where all nations are going to be. God, at this point, he said, let loose them angels that are bound in Euphrates. I'm giving them a commandment to call the Gentiles to war now. Read verse 15.
And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour.
For an hour.
And a day.
And a day.
And a month.
And a month.
And a year. For to slay the third part of men.
A certain time, a certain day, a certain year, they are going to be released to let the armies of the world go. So all of these signs that we just went over on today's show, these are breadcrumbs. God is letting us, he is showing us what is to come and revealing it to us through the scriptures to make sure we make ourselves ready for the second coming of Christ, so we can be found worthy of salvation and not receive the judgment that the nations are going to get, because this is what God's eternal plan is for his children. Get that in 2 Peter now. 2 Peter. This is his eternal plan for us, but everybody's not going to accept it. Right. 2 Peter chapter 3, and I want you to read verse 12. This is what I want. Let's see. Read that.
2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 12. Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
That's where God wants us to be, in the new heaven and in the new earth. Read on.
Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless.
That means you've kept the commandments and endured to the end. That's what Christ wants us to do as we see the breadcrumbs of the world war coming and the beginning of the end. Make your calling and election sure. Be spotless. Be blameless in his eyes. Now keep reading.
And account that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul.
The long suffering of what?
The long suffering of our Lord is salvation.
Now jump back up to verse 9. This is what it's talking about. The long suffering, the oppression, the affliction we're going through is going to end up being salvation for us if we endure. Verse 9.
Verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise,
to give us salvation, to deliver us from the end to come. Read.
As some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
That's why we are seeing the breadcrumbs of the beginning of the end, because God is merciful enough. He wants us to receive salvation because he wants all his children to repent. And it's upon us to take hold of that salvation and pay attention to the signs of the times, because this is the beginning of the end. World war is coming. Right? All praise to the Most High. So that's been our time here on Four Corners News. Lord's will, life lasts. We'll be back on next Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lord's will. The tech team knows what I'm talking about. But Captain Burris, you up, man.
All right, Israel, it's that time again to put your money where your mouth is and support this truth.
Yes, man.
All right, don't forget to sign up to the Booster Club at IUIC.fundraiser@IsraelUnite.org. Also, don't forget to support us down here at Miami. Don't forget to donate at IUIC.Miami@IsraelUnite.org.
Need another camera, y'all. Help us out, man. Help
For real, come on.
man. Send up prayers for the prophets also that are traveling throughout the four corners of the earth.
That's right.
Gathering the lost sheep of the house of Israel before that great and dreadful day of the Lord, the second coming of the Messiah, before the prophecies are fulfilled and the end is here. Send up prayers for them, all right? So stay tuned for precept upon precept coming up right now. Captain Shem and them, all right? So with that, Israel, we say shalom.
They ain't never seen a godly man. They ain't never seen a real brother. If you ain't never killed an old man, now how the hell can you die for your brother? I pour my soul into this. Measure of Christ, I'm trying to grow into this. Drink the same cup so I know what it is. This the New Testament, I made an investment. I had no other choice. I can see the future, but I am